Hi everyone, this is the LEGO Ninjago Dragons Rising Rogue vs Drix Race Car Duel set. It's a 4+ set with these 3 minifigures and these 2 vehicles. Here's a look at the back of the box, which is very simplified and promotes the 4+ simplified building experience. The top of the box is more exciting with this fight scene. That looks like an interesting weapon right there. And we do get to see here Rogue, who, spoiler alert, is the same as Evil J, or very similar to Evil J. But yeah, let's open the box and see what's inside. And as you can see here, there's not that much in the box, so this box could have been half the size, probably. In this set, we got 2 numbered bags and 2 instruction manuals that thankfully show you exactly what each bag is going to build. So it's very clear that bag 1 is going to build this, and bag 2 is going to build this. And there's no sticker sheet in this set, which is always a good thing. So based on the back of the box, it looks like this specialized piece is going to be used with the yellow and the golden wheels, which is the stuff in bag 2. This also means that we're going to use this style of specialized piece for this car in bag 1. It just makes sense because this is lower to the ground and it feels a bit wider. Bag 1 gives us Nia the Ninja, as well as Drix from the Forbidden 5, as well as these 2 very nice weapons that we'll look at later. And we also get the car used by Drix, although somehow I was not able to find where to put this brick, but I do think that it otherwise looks complete. So interesting enough, the tires here come completely molded. So there's the tire itself that's attached from the bag, and there's also this axle that's also attached to make things very easy. If you want to take the tires off, I think you can. I'm not sure if that's legal or illegal, but it looks like it's a legal thing to do because this is just a tire after all. So it's nice of LEGO to insert the tire pieces just to help the very young kids, because it might be difficult for them to insert the tires, although I enjoyed it when I was younger. Bag 2 gives us Rogue, as well as his vehicle, and with that we're done with the build. In this set we got 3 minifigures, Drix from the Forbidden 5, Nia the Ninja, as well as Rogue, who is a former ninja named Jay. Soon he's going to be back to be called Jay, but basically here they are, and they're very nice outfits. I like the printing on all 3 of them, and none of them have alternative expressions except for Nia, because it would otherwise be exposed, or I guess in the case of Jay or Rogue, they don't want to give him the smiley face Jay expression because then people would recognize him. So that's pretty funny. So yeah, all 3 of these minifigures are very nice to get. What makes them even better is the inclusion of these accessories, especially this one right here, named a dragon icon, and this is wielded by Drix. This is an amazing weapon. It's dual molded between gold and transparent red, which looks so amazing. I would have definitely loved to have this as a kid. So really nice weapons right there, and the swords here, the golden ones, are pretty standard at this point. We've seen them many times before, but this is new and very special. Although unfortunately it's a little bit scratched, just because it comes in the box without any special protection, but that might be too much to ask for just a piece of this size. Yeah, just look at the transparency on this thing. You can see right behind it. It feels very special to me. So yeah, we're off to a good start in the set. And Nia is wearing blue and a little bit of red, which is a throwback to her early days before she became the Water Ninja. And interesting enough, Jay is wearing a little bit of red as well. So maybe he's going to go back to Nia when he's no longer Rogue, when he regains his memories. So yeah, that's very interesting to think about, and it's a little bit of foreshadowing for what is to come. Also on the box, they put Rogue next to Nia and not next to Drix. So they're making him one of the good guys instead of one of the bad guys, because they could have put him in the middle to kind of make it ambiguous, because we know that Nia is one of the good guys and Drix is one of the bad guys. So if he was in the middle, then you could interpret him as either or, but because they put him on the good guy side, it means that he's very close to regaining his memories and becoming Jay that we know and love once again. So yeah, we have the 2 vehicles that are included in the set as well, and it's not just the minifigures that you get, but most people are going to get this set just for the minifigures. Even the kids that enjoy the cars, they're probably going to enjoy the Ninja just as well. But the cars are not that bad either, especially for a 4+ set, so you cannot judge this as if it's an 18+ icon set. You have to understand what this is and judge it accordingly. So here's the first car, which is used by Drix. The color scheme is very simple with red and black, but it does work with a little bit of aqua on the sides to make it look a bit more aggressive. I do like this angle right here. It's not just like regular bricks and plates and tiles. Very aggressive in its stance. And the claws right here, I'm not sure if this is a weapon. I've not watched all the episodes yet, but I don't know if these are going to like detach and actually do something, or is there like a dragon hidden inside this car, or is it just a decoration thing, or like exhaust? I have no idea, but that's the good thing about LEGO. You can always use your imagination and turn this into whatever you like. So they can be adjusted like this, or in case you're in the city and you're parking in a tight spot, you can adjust them, and then you can expand them out like this when you want to be more aggressive or more fast, or however else you want to interpret that. So here's a look at the car from all the angles. And by the way, when I was building this set, I relied only on the box, so I don't know what it looks like from the back, but I think this is what it looks like. It's not going to be too much different than this. So yeah, it's a nice little car, and here's what Drix looks like when we put them inside. Like imagine this bad guy chasing after you in this car with the exposed engine and the massive sword. Yeah, very, very exciting stuff. So yeah, it's an interesting car, very simple in its build. Again, it's a 4+ set, so I cannot hold it to very, very high standards. Although I do wish there was a little bit more polished. Like let's say, for example, these studs could have been covered by something, or here, they could have added like some transparent pieces for lights, very minor things like that, or whatever they're doing here. Like, I don't think they're using green piece, so I'm not going to complain about that, because that could be my fault. But if they are using that, then I would say no, that's not a good design. So yeah, this car is okay. And this car right here is significantly larger and more impressive. It has a very nice print right here, which I believe is exclusive to this set. It's a piece that's printed on 3 sides, and the printing is done very well. So yeah, this is quality, this is luxury. I like to see that. I do like the color scheme of the car in general, with the blue and the light yellow. It reminds me of some of the older J models, like one of his jets and stuff like that. So very, very nice to see that return. And yeah, it's a big beefy car that only fits 1 person or maybe 2 people. If you want to put a minifigure right here, you can remove this piece to make that easier if you like. So yeah, it's a nice build. I don't know why they're using these pieces that are usually used for buildings, temples, pagodas, and things like that here for the car. I'm guessing it's supposed to be a spoiler, but then there's this gap right here. I don't know why that's the case, but regardless, here's what Rogue looks like when we put him inside. And yeah, that's a good look right there. His color scheme matches perfectly the color scheme of the car. And then Nia can stand right here, or sit down if you remove this piece as you like. So yeah, that's a very good look right there. I don't know what's supposed to be attached here. There are no pieces remaining that I could use to attach them to these studs, although I do wish that they gave us some lights or something like that. So yeah, it's a nice set. Otherwise, not very interesting from the bottom, but interesting enough, this piece right here is the exact same as the one for the LEGO sports car, the LEGO City set. So this set right here uses the same piece as this, and I'll actually do a comparison with this car at the end. But for now, let's just look at the main build itself. So yeah, this thing can roll very smoothly. Same thing with this one. All LEGO cars, most of them that I've tried anyway, can roll very easily. There's never any problem there. Steering is more of an issue because there's no steering mechanism, so you're gonna have to like drag it a little bit. It's more difficult to do that here because of the size and weight, versus this, which is a lot easier to steer around. Although you still have to like skid the wheels a little bit. But kids are used to doing that, so that's fine. In terms of the weapons, I do believe that these are new. Here's a look at one of these pieces, and you actually get 4 total in the set, in case you lose some. So the idea is that you press down on this thing, and it's gonna knock off the sword or knock off Drix from his car. So let's try that. And this is the first time I'm trying these pieces myself. So you can press down on this just to hold it in place and then shoot. And it went quite far, but it didn't hit him. So let's try that again. And maybe let's try the other one. You have to press really hard, by the way. Yeah, and it shoots out quite aggressively. So be sure not to hurt anyone when playing with this thing. If you have young kids, explain to them that you can play with this thing, but you gotta be careful, never aim it at someone's face, for example. And actually, I do think that in the instructions, they do point that out. So yeah, these are some nice cars, and here's a comparison with the LEGO City car that I mentioned earlier. You can see that they're totally different types of vehicles. This is much more of a fantasy kind of vehicle that belongs in the Ninjago universe, versus this is a LEGO City vehicle that is much more realistic, and you can find this pretty much anywhere, including in Ninjago, because Ninjago has a bunch of this standard stuff anyway that most people use, but then the Ninja, since they're special, they like to use these cool cars instead of the standard ones. So that's just something interesting to see. So basically, LEGO has the vehicle for you, whether you're looking for something more realistic or something that's more fantasy driven. So between these two, which one do you prefer? Let me know in the comments down below. So in terms of build experience without the instructions, I found this set to be very simple to build, with some very minor things. You have to move things around depending on the back of the cars, especially this one. I was not able to figure it out just by looking at the box because we don't see this from the back, but it's a very, very minor thing. For this car, I was able to figure out the whole thing, and I'm pretty comfortable in my building solution. So if you want to give this to your kids to build out the instructions, they will be able to build almost the entire thing just by looking at the box. And for the back, you could use the 3D view that LEGO offers online, spin the thing around, and you will be able to figure it out without looking at the individual instructions. So it's still possible. So for the larger sets, I do use that 3D view, but for smaller sets, I like to build it using only the box to give myself more of a challenge. And this was a fun challenge. In terms of price and value, this is a set that costs €20, $23 US, or $25 Canadian. I do like the Europe and Canadian prices more than the US price. I think the US price is a bit inflated for what you get here, but the $25 Canadian price is okay. If it had only 2 minifigures instead of 3, I would have asked for a 3rd minifigure. So the fact that they give us 3 minifigures here, which are quite nice, you get this dragon icon, which is transparent, and I'm not sure if it's exclusive to this set, but this is definitely the cheapest way to get it. You don't want to buy like one of those giant Ninjago sets that cost hundreds of dollars. So yeah, definitely this set is a win in my opinion. It's going to be nice for the 4+ crowd, but also people who are a little bit older who want these figures, who want to collect the Forbidden 5 without having to spend an arm and a leg. So yeah, those are my thoughts on this set. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. And be sure to like and subscribe for more amazing videos coming your way very soon.